Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Every week, you can have the conversations you've always wanted to have about the films you love.
Shut up!
We're gonna get you. Not another peep.
Get rid of your distractions and prepare yourself.
Then lock your door. 5, 6, gonna crucifix.
You got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere.
Welcome, everybody, to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here.
Welcome, folks. Scotty Bonin here.
We are
The Blood Brothers.
And
The Rob.
the Rob's alive.
He's alive.
He's alive. He's been sick, and he's still vaping.
Come down with a cold,
Yeah.
hawking up.
I'm dying. Slowly dying.
Feeling better today than you were yesterday, though, right?
Yeah, I'm
He's
feeling
co-
a lot better today.
He's
Good.
coughing up all
Good.
that stiff, dried out cum he swallowed. It's like
I hate it. I hate it when that happens.
it's like dried, caulking. It's
Caulk.
stuck in your stomach.
Caulking.
It's all started with my dad. My dad was patient zero, and now we're all friggin' dying over here.
I hate dried cock. It's the worst. Yeah, well, you were sick. Danny was sick, and I was sick like 2 weeks ago.
Mine
with sore
was
throat and
mine
phlegm.
was major sore throat into stuffed up nose, not so much a big cough.
That's how mine was too. Yep, that's how mine was too.
Yep.
Here we are, guys.
Just makes you sound sexy when you got a sore throat.
Got that sexy,
Oh yeah, just bringing it down for you real quick here.
deep,
And it makes you drink
raspy
and
voice.
It makes you drink the amount of water you should be drinking.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get some water here right now. That deep, raspy, watery voice. Jack Frost. Here we are.
I have constant fucking sore throat.
That's how Jack Frost sounds.
That's good old Clive.
Oh,
Coming back.
Well, that's kind of how his voice sounds too.
I swallowed so much cum in my day. My stomach is full of dried cock substance
My throat is coated with cum still.
and cigarettes.
Yes.
No, that is kind of how Jack Frost, the snowman portrayal. That's how his voice
Jack
kind of
Frost. I've never seen this movie before.
sounded. 1997.
And then how dumb, 1 year later they make that like romantic not romantic, but like heartwarming story Jack Frost with who is it, Michael Keaton or whatever in it?
Yeah, I always get those confused. I was like, really? We're gonna watch a Michael Keaton movie?
Yep. Michael Keaton and Kelly Preston, the heartwarming Jack Frost.
I think I have seen that movie. It's just been a long time. So
God, that one, I just looked up that one, and the budget for that movie was $85 million, and they only made $34 million in box office.
Oh, on the Michael Keaton one?
Yep.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Ouch. Oh.
So that's luckily,
See if they had cast Kevin Costner.
yep, it would have been
Yeah,
fixed.
they wouldn't have had these problems.
No. Or Van Damme.
That's true. Yeah, there's just too many Jack. Every you type in Jack Frost, you don't really find this movie.
Yeah, you have to
There's a
type
whole
in,
bunch of other
there
ones.
is. You type in 1997, and then it pops up.
Yeah, so let's talk about the first painfully obvious thing in this film is that I don't know if there was any real snow in this entire movie.
Oh no, there wasn't. There wasn't at all.
I mean, it was bad.
The snowman just was rubber. It was like there were scenes with him out there and people are looking at him. I'm like, that's obviously not a snowman. That's like, shoot it now. Like that's if you think it's like the kid was killed or there's all this stuff, and there's like one scene where they're looking, I guess, outside, and he's like 5 feet from somebody. And it's like that's not a freaking snowman, dude. Like,
no.
I'm from Florida, and I'm telling you right now, that's not a snowman.
Yeah, well, since this movie was shot in the winter during a drought year, when there was actually no actual snow on the ground. So foam and cotton swabs had to be used as substitutes. For
it was
snow.
painfully obvious. There was one. I have it later in my notes, but there's one time where they're like outside, and it's when they both see the snowman for the first, like see him talking and yelling for the first time. The cop along with the FBI guy. I don't know. I think it's like a few of them.
Yeah, at the very beginning there.
Yeah, and it's not in the beginning. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Not when the truck gets ransacked.
No, it's way later on when like the main guy sees him for the first time.
Oh yeah, the cop.
And they turn to
Officer
run.
Sam.
They turn to run back inside the house, and like his toe catches the cotton, and it like flips up.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this or not.
Yeah,
it was fucking hilarious.
Well,
and then they were almost trying to just show us it's fake when they showed like the foam paper icicles on the building when they ran in towards the end. It was like a close up on just a fucking foam snow/icicle thing. I don't know.
It was one of those where they were like really counting on it being a blizzard that year.
Yeah.
They're like, like we don't have snow machines in our budget. We really need to hope there's a blizzard. That didn't work. Well, fuck it. Somebody
we got to keep going.
Cotton.
We got to push forward.
I actually caught it the most when I know I'm jumping towards the end here, but we'll get to the beginning when he falls out the window into the back of the truck with the antifreeze, and he like knees Jack, and you can see just his knee like bellow into the whatever cloth rubber foam suit it was.
Yeah.
And it just like indents and comes back out like it's like just like a piece of rubber foam or something. Like, oh, okay, well, that's not real.
Yeah, so it does have Shannon Elizabeth, who is pretty attractive.
Yeah, this is Shannon Elizabeth's first acting role. This movie.
She had just a short run of those like teen films back in the early 2000s.
Like Scary Movie.
Yeah,
I remember
Scary
her in
Movie.
that.
American Pie was the main one.
Yeah, American Pie.
American Pie is what everybody knows her for.
Yeah. And
Love Actually.
But then she did, like Scary Movie shortly after, and I thought there was a couple other teeny horror ones or something.
She's in 13 Ghosts.
Yeah, 13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
There you go.
So there's a couple other theirs, but
now she's, I don't know, 50 or something.
no, she's born in 73, so that would make her. How old did that make her? Math whizzes here.
I was looking at her IMDb, and she just put something out in 2016 that was produced by her, but she stars in it too. So maybe that's the only way she gets films anymore.
Yeah. So she probably.
Although she still looked all right in the screenshot of it as a 40s.
She's 44.
As a 44-year-old.
Okay. Yeah,
I
she
mean,
looks
that's
good.
that's cougaring it a little bit for me, but
Yeah.
I think she was in. I think she was in Demon Knights with
Tales from the Crypt?
No.
Oh
the
no,
other
Demon.
one.
Okay, yeah.
With oh damn it, fat kid who played in Terminator 2.
Fat kid.
Oh, not Edward Norton.
No, the other Edward.
Edward Furlong.
Edward Furlong.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. She was
other
with
one.
fat. Yeah, she was with fat Edward Furlong.
Because
in
he's
Demon
fat now.
Knight.
He wasn't fat back then, but he's fat now.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she was in American Pie 2. Yeah, she played Nadia. That's right. I remember her mostly from that.
So,
Sorry, it was a Night of Demons. My bad.
Night of Demons.
Oh.
So right in the beginning when...
I kind of like how the beginning starts off with the story credits.
Yeah, the story's cool to get us caught up
at the beginning with the credits, with the opening and the
onto
tree.
Jack Frost here,
ornaments,
but then we go...
and the little girl squeaking.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny.
But then we go into this prisoner transfer when it's obviously not really snowing. It's like these screen effects or something. You can see...
Yeah.
You can see that just past the whooshing, windy snow, that there's no snow on the ground. The road's completely dry. And then it's just a horrible, sound stage or whatever, close up on the two drivers. One driver's like huddling next to the driver.
Yeah. It's just the one window where the windshield wiper is.
Yeah. Well, they only have one windshield wiper on one side of the window.
Yeah,
That's all they could afford.
The other
was
one didn't work.
side of the windshield.
The other windshield
They
wiper
couldn't
didn't
afford
work.
the other side of the windshield. That's all it was.
Yeah, that was, you could totally, it was like pouring snow. And then outside there was no snow on the ground.
But not really. I think it was the snow. It was literally a screen effect. I don't think it was actually happening. They just went back in post and created whooshing snow on the screen or something.
This is a great horror comedy film. It was definitely had a lot of laughs in it. And I right out the bat, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going to take this too serious because there's going to be a lot of funny goofs and, slapstick here.
Yeah, I think, although a funny fact is this was originally was possibly going to be directed by Rennie Harlan with a $30 million budget.
I did.
Oh, wow.
That would have been so awesome.
Yeah, that would have been a lot different film.
But
30 mil, Rennie Harlan.
Rennie, damn it. There would have been sharks
in it.
Yeah,
Biting off the snowman's
lots
heads.
of sharks.
Sharks in the local pond. Sharks in the fish tank.
Damn it, that sucks. Yeah, it was shot in 18 days too, which is kind of short for a feature film. But
I don't know why I have this written down. I have awkward confrontation in the beginning. I don't know what happened there. I totally forgot now.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Well, right. we see the genetic research and all that stuff. It looks like the guy is like going into a cup, like he's like whacking it into a cup, and then he goes to drink it, and then they crash.
What?
It looked like it, because he's like looking down, and then he like brings his cup up, and it looks like he just like went into his cup, and now he's gonna drink it.
Well, he has the thermos next to him.
Well, I didn't see the thermos. It just
I don't know.
Looked like he was motioning other ways down yonder way, if you know what I mean.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. But my other note is some of the script when the sheriff drives by and the FBI, the sheriff's like, "What's going on? I'm the local," and the FBI's like, "This is not a local matter or something." And he's like, "Okay," he just keeps going. He says, "Okay," right away.
Okay.
Drives right off.
I like there was a lot of panning from like back and forth. Like you would see something and it'd go to Jack, then you wouldn't see. It was a lot of imagination that had.
I
be
think
used.
you would be a professional on rubber snowmen, Rob, because you don't even have snow down there. You're just talking about silly string snow. Don't you have rubber snowmen down there?
I mean, we do, but we don't try to pass them off as real ones.
You have do you really have like fake rubber snowmen?
Oh yeah, they have like plastic snowmen and inflatable snowmen down here.
Did your whole neighborhood put them on the roof like Christmas with the Cranks?
Oh yeah. My neighborhood's crazy with that shit right now.
I actually have a how tall did I figure out it was 10-foot inflatable snowman in my front yard right now.
Yeah,
because we have no fucking snow here in Colorado.
It's freaking beautiful out right now.
It's ridiculous.
It's like 50 degrees here.
Stupid as fuck.
Well, it's just a drought year again.
There needs to be snow here.
The drought year, just like they had in this movie.
I don't know that it's a drought year, but there's just not any snow right now.
Yeah, it's probably not a drought year, but
10-foot snowman in my front yard. I blow them up every night.
It didn't snow here, but it snowed all over Alabama and all these southern states, and y'all can't get any snow.
No, it's shame.
What's the difference between a snowman and a snowplow? Is that what they were saying the whole time?
No, a snowman and a snow woman.
Snowman and a snow woman.
Snowplow.
I thought they said a snowplow.
No.
The
snowballs.
Oh, snowballs. I got it. Yeah. So Jack gets, or the escape convict gets squirted all over by the acid, and obviously he sees it coming because he says that this is going to hurt. And then the snowman, that's when his rampage of killing begins.
He sinks into the snow and becomes one with the snow and becomes a snowman. I thought that the snowman effects were going to be a lot better than they were when I was looking this up. Instead, it was just this face that sort of barely moved, and that was about it. I don't know where they spent all the I don't know what the budget was actually on this.
They spent all the budget on that on the VHS cover.
I don't see
the cover makes it look halfway decent.
Yeah, the cover does not. He never looks like that in the movie whatsoever.
No. You never see his teeth. He has like icicle teeth.
Well, you see icicle teeth once. You see the metal teeth come down once.
You don't see green eyes. You see like...
No,
none of that. There was no budget listed here that I see.
They tricked us.
I don't see a budget.
Budget was like, $3,000.
Yeah, $3,000. Yeah, it's probably at least $1 million. I bet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was...
More than that.
I mean, I'm sure it was 4 or 5. I don't know. Who knows? But they didn't spend it on the snowman.
No, they did not.
And they didn't spend it on the house because that police officer and his wife and family had the tiniest kitchen. tiniest kitchen into laundry room I've ever seen in my life. That's worse than a trailer home, I think. Maybe they were in a trailer. We only really, well, no, we did see the outside of the house, I guess. I'm guessing that wasn't really the outside of the house. I'm guessing the house.
It was realism. Like usually in movies, it's like the little tiny town sheriff has a 5,000 square foot farmhouse on 50 acres.
Yeah.
This was like real. It's like, no, on his budget, no, he's got this little 1,000 square foot shack.
Oh yeah, I don't think the inside of the house was the same house that the outside showed, because it was definitely on a soundstage. Had to have been. Everything was tiny.
Oh, yeah. I just read here. Originally, there was going to be more than one rubber snowman made for use in this movie. So the snowman was rubber, obviously.
And I don't know about his kid, but I think he was autistic.
I'm leaning that way.
I just think everyone's autistic lately. I think this is the third person I've said is autistic.
He was just small and didn't really have a lot of fighting skills when that kid beat him up.
Anyways,
he had the big gap between his teeth.
there's like no snow on the ground either. I mean, just throughout the whole movie, I just was noticing this as we started watching it, that it's daytime. He walks into his house. There's snow in the immediate foreground, but it looks cottony. And then, like, in the backyard, there's absolutely nothing, and green trees off in the distance and grass. They just really got screwed.
And that snowman building contest, there was just no snow anywhere.
And it was built with, looked like coconut flakes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it did.
That's what the snowmen were made with.
For sure.
Coconut flakes.
Little coconut flakes you see on, like, the coconut cookies.
It was fucking ridiculous.
And Tommy's naked statue snowman.
Did you notice when when Tommy was building was it Tommy or was it Billy? I don't know. One of them was, I think it was Tommy, was building the snowman, and the sheriff starts to walk up to him, and there's no one around them at all, and he doesn't even yell it. He just sort of softly says, "Everybody, the law is back." And he's like, "Hey, sheriff." I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I don't think I noticed.
He's literally building the snowman. The sheriff walks into
Billy.
frame. It was like a medium shot. It wasn't even a wide shot, so you could see other people were listening. And the sheriff walks into frame, and he's just, as he's building, he's still like looking at the snowman. He's like, "Everybody, the law's back in town. Hey, sheriff." Like, what the fuck? No one's even listening to him. It was.
Yeah, there was a lot of happenstance.
What does that mean?
I don't even know what it means. It was just
there was a lot of happenstance.
It was just weird situations, like add-ins, shall I say?
Okay, sled cuts kid's head off. I'm not.
Sled decapitation.
I'm not splitting hairs here, but I'm not so sure that would happen.
Splitting hairs.
I mean, that would have to be very, very sharp. It'd have to be like knives.
Yeah.
It cut it off with ease, too.
Oh, yeah, that thing sliced through it like hot knife through butter.
Jack Frost is superhuman, and he can really push that sled fast and
he didn't
slice
even
the head
push
off.
the sled. He pushed the kid in front of the sled.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
He just kind of tripped him with his snowman non-existent feet somehow.
Yeah, or what? His hand, he pushed him or something. I don't know what the fuck happened. His poofy stuffed hand pushed him.
Yeah.
Kid fell in front of the sled. Lights out.
And he snapped old Mr. Harper's neck back with his little soft hands too. That was the first death, I guess.
Yeah, I did like the stupid doctor CSI thing.
Yeah, that was funny.
Well, his head was pushed back, but it must have been by, I don't know, something soft like mittens.
Yeah, mittens.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no markings or trauma to the face, so it had to be something soft. I thought he was going to say like a pillow or something, but then he said
he's
like a mitten.
No, maybe he was wearing very thick mittens. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, if this is true, like if it wasn't a mutant snowman and somehow you track down this mitten wearing serial killer, you, sir, should be a superhero for your powers of deduction. Because there is not a coroner or CSI doctor anywhere that's like, yeah, well, I can tell you right now, the son of a bitch was wearing mittens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny that he was just like, every killing he was there with Sam, the sheriff. He's like, yep, he's like the local doc forensics guy, but he looks like just an old man that lives in a cabin by himself. Especially when the scene where he swiftly I guess it's Jake Jake Billy's dad, who's mad that Billy died from the sled. Then they go home and then the snowman. Then Jack's outside. Then he goes outside with the axe, and Jack just swiftly takes the axe away from him, and you just see a hand just grab the axe.
Yeah, a little stuffed fucking stuff. And then he apparently shoves it down his throat, but it's going straight out the back of his neck, it looks like. You don't see it coming out the back of his head, but that's the angle the axe is taking.
Yeah.
It's like straight into his mouth.
Yeah.
So it would have had to take a sharp turn to go down his gullet.
Yeah, it's just the handle sticking out.
No, well, it's the top of the axe sticking out. The top of the axe. It's the metal part. Guys, he put an axe down his throat, and the top was sticking out. Sorry.
Is that your walking?
That's my shitty walking.
His top was sticking out. I can't do it.
Skittles. Red, green. He did like a skit in SNL where it was Christopher Walken for Skittles.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to talk about Skittles. They're my favorite. Red, green, purple.
Blue, purple. No, and then he said, I was just axing for a smoke or something.
Yeah,
that was a funny line.
It was when this movie first started out, and he was in the back of the prisoner transport, and only his first 4 lines or so reminded me totally of Jack Nicholson and the way he looked and everything. But then it didn't stick with that.
Yeah.
So
what was it? The main guy, or I guess Jack Frost, Michael McDonald, Scott McDonald.
And he looks totally I don't know why when they have him in the prison transport, he's totally clean shaven. He's got some crazy scar on his cheek, and then when we see these flashbacks of him with a beard and everything, he almost doesn't look like the same person.
Yeah.
I can't see a scar. I don't see shit.
And I wonder if he does the voice too of Jack Frost.
I assume so.
Yeah.
Someone else does the voice in the beginning, though. I saw that in the IMDb.
Well, okay. And the director does the storytelling in the very beginning.
Well,
Michael
that's what I was
Cooney.
talking about.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
So, yeah, it is the director that does that. Michael Cooney. And it was also written by Michael Cooney and Jeremy Page.
I only axed for a smoke. Is that what it says?
Yeah, I only axe for a smoke. He's sitting there.
What?
That's gold. That's gold. Print that shit. Take one. Good.
And then Sally gets wrapped with Christmas lights, and she gets plunged to death in the Christmas ornament box. Her head smashed into the box. Jake's wife, Sally.
And his name is Jake, right? His son died?
Yep.
He totally looks like someone from a different movie whose like son also dies. I looked him up, and fuck. I shouldn't have even brought this up because I can't even think of the fucking guy I'm thinking of.
I think I know who you're talking about. He was like a grumpy, like a mean old, like pissed off bald guy.
Yeah, I just wish that's all I got. I can't think of the film.
Yeah.
I
thought the same thing too.
I might remember it before.
It's like he reminds me kind of like Hank from Breaking Bad, but it's not him. It's some other guy. It's not him. It might come to you.
Yeah. Why are these kids going to the sheriff's house to have sex? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Because it's dangerous.
Well, I mean, why will they just randomly pick the sheriff's house? Let's just go have sex in the sheriff's house.
Because they know the sheriff's going to investigate, and he's going to be gone. And Shannon Elizabeth, and her name's Jill in this. Her brother just died. She doesn't even give a shit. She's like, I'm going to go get Tommy. We're going to go fuck in the sheriff's house. And
the dad is like overly mad.
And then the wife's like,
you can't. This is how you deal with our grief.
Yeah. And then the wife's like, it's just he's not usually like this. Not even affected at all that her son just died. It's all right. He'll get over this.
You finish knitting my scarf.
Yeah.
That's what he tells her.
Yeah. Our boy is dead and I am cold.
Yeah,
we can't fix the dead boy, but you can fix my chilliness with your scarf.
I'm chilly.
You selfish chilly. Bitch. My mother told me not to marry you.
She's like crazy.
They just randomly pick the fucking sheriff's house to go have sex in. They're just in there and Yeah.
Yeah, it
I don't know
starts
why.
off. He's all antsy about it, and then there's this whole like music
This
breakdown
whole
scene
taking
with
clothes
them
off.
taking their clothes off, and she starts to unbutton her shirt, and then the music goes, and because she stops, and he gets let down.
If you want to keep going, I need a roaring fire and a bottle of wine.
Yeah, exactly. And then he gets a bottle of wine and spills it. And why does he put
I'm gonna
ice
do
in
the
it?
same thing to Rob when he comes up here.
Yeah, there you go.
Get a fire going for you,
If
Rob.
you want me to keep going, I need a Moscow Mule.
I'll even warm a bath for you, Rob, and get a fire going for you.
in your outdoor jacuzzi.
Oh yeah, I don't even need to.
That thing it's hotter than bath water.
I don't even need to warm it up. It'll just be open and ready for you.
That thing is so you can just like you could just leave your cum mess in it and it'll what do I want to say, sanitize it for you.
Yep. I need some nice Tallahassee warm cum from you, Robbie.
Yeah, it's in lieu of chemicals. You can use that. I've read Tallahassee warm cum.
Yeah, yep.
In lieu of hot tub chemicals.
I read that on Wikipedia. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically just bleach.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't even. Your parents got a pool. They just need you to come over every week.
Yeah.
And get over next to that hot jet, and hold your pee-pee in front of it.
For sure.
I'm not going near that pool. It's freezing over here now.
So then what's his name? What the fuck's his name? Billy? Not Billy. Tommy.
Tommy.
Why is that the end of the name? He gets icicled to death by Jack Frost, who barges in the sheriff's house and puts icicles.
Well, he was in the freezer.
Oh yeah, that's right. And why would you get ice and put it in your wine? I guess it's cold. I guess maybe the wine was warm and he wanted to put ice in it.
Because he's 17, doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah. It looked like more like champagne.
He's got a fucking rock hard 4-inch boner.
Oh yeah,
ready to go. Rob, if you come out here, you just need to bring that Manscaped stuff.
It looked like
you didn't order you any?
No, I got it. I keep it trim right now.
Oh man,
So I don't need the Manscaped.
It's too cold to keep it trim, man. You got to have like a thermal layer.
Yeah, that's true. I guess so. So you could. Does it hold real well? Like, could I Manscape it over my shaft so that it's like a penis mitten?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah, just do you, man. The only limitations are your imagination.
And I could make like a penis mitten out of it. That's depending on how long your pubes are. That's longer than your penis. And then like when you have to pee, you just sort of pull the shroud back, almost like I'm trying like a finger trap or something, but you're tucked in there.
finger trap,
like a Chinese torture trap.
Yeah. It almost looked like the icicle that he was shooting Jack was coming out of his private area, like an icicle penis.
That's what he has.
Yeah,
He's a snowman.
I guess so. And then he icicled right through his head. There's some pretty good deaths, and then of course, can't forget the Shannon Elizabeth the bathtub scene.
Bangs her to death in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Before this,
bangs her to
while
death.
she's getting ready for the bath and getting into the bath and being in the bath, they just have this wicked bath time guitar solo.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you guys really noticed this. This whole time is like. And she's like filling the bath up and like taking her clothes off.
It's already filled up.
It's already filled up.
And she's like, "Thanks, Tommy."
And she's like, she's got her mom thong on. I didn't like that underwear.
It was a little pulled up high. Thank you, Tommy.
She gets in,
and it was funny when she said, "Thank you, Tommy." He's dead, but his head nods still.
Yeah,
his head nods when he has icicles through his head.
Bath time.
Jack screwed Shannon Elizabeth to death.
Yeah, but they didn't do it good enough to where it looked like he was screwing her. It just looked like he kept repeatedly banging her against the wall.
Yeah, like doggy style.
And she shouldn't have been dead. She just barely hit her head a few times.
Yeah, I think he was squeezing the life, like suffocating her. Maybe at the same time.
Maybe he jammed like a 12-inch icicle right up into her innards,
and it spiked her. And then he said, Christmas came a little early this year. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That one actually was pretty good.
That was good. That was really good. There was some good parts in this. Some good moments
I'm
for
gonna
sure.
use that if I'm ever dressed in a Christmas outfit while banging.
Christmas came a little early this year.
And then I'm
Came,
gonna
get it?
and run away.
And then run away.
Oh, this is where the cotton snow. I don't know. That's where I had the note cotton snow when they run in. It must be the next couple scenes where the sheriff sees the snowman for the first time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
He
Oh,
literally
God.
turns to run in, and his toe flips up the cotton snow. If you guys didn't see it, you should rewatch just that part. He turns to run in, cotton snow like flips up. It's hilarious.
I think I do remember that. Yeah, there was a couple moments, but that part especially, you could just see it.
Oh my goodness sakes!
Cotton swabs, snow everywhere,
man.
fake snow.
That means it's time for the
Poor halftime. We have a winner.
Yeah, we have participants. I think it's because
Yes.
we posted, but it was Kathleen posting, yelled at everybody for not
Good.
participating
Yes.
last week.
We need more participants.
So we do have a winner. Our winner for this week, our horror freak of the week, is
Drumroll, please.
Brett Peterson.
Brett Peterson. You're not going to mess that name up.
Brett Peterson for his Army of Darkness / Gingerbread Krampus meme.
Yeah, with the gingerbread cookies.
Yeah, so
that was great.
You are the horror freak of the week,
You
Brett.
heathen.
Shoot us a message on Cult Classic Horror, the Facebook page, with your address, and I might. Well, we'll see. I still want to get rid of these stickers. I might start sending it. Go back to sticker packs for a minute, but give me your address and we'll shoot you out a sticker pack. And
There's some other good
I do
ones,
want to give
too.
a shout out though to Alex Morris had a good one. Of course, Aaron Garcia had a hilarious one. David Martin again, and Ty had to submit one too. So
Good job, guys.
shout out
You
to you
rock.
guys. Keep competing. I don't think Alex Morris has won before, so keep putting them in, and you'll get a chance to be horror freak of
Yeah.
the week. So if you guys get your memes submitted next week for Jack Frost, and you could win some free gear, make sure you go to Facebook, our Cult Classic Horror group on Facebook, and post your meme with the hashtag horror halftime so that we can find it.
Yes.
All right, that concludes the horror halftime.
We haven't had any girl horror halftime winners in a while.
It's been a little bit.
Ladies, get those memes out. Get the memes out.
Yeah.
Jack Frost memes.
Cotton snow when they run in. I got that one already. I might be jumping ahead too far on my notes here, but my next note is when they're in the prison or the jail in the sheriff's police department. Whatever the fuck I'm trying to say.
Yeah, sheriff's department.
There's so much to talk about with this idiotic scene where they literally blow the place with hairspray cans.
Oh my God!
But-
aerosol.
But the main one is where he has to go back to get the keys because some idiot left him in the door.
Yeah,
And I'm like, just grab him. Just grab the keys.
Sheriff Sam left him in
And
there.
it's like this 2-minute long scene where he's trying not to really step in the puddle, but he can't barely reach the keys and he can't.
just fucking grab him.
I was like, just fucking run over there, snag the keys and run back. I'm like, what a fucking idiot.
yeah,
It's
that
like
was,
this suspenseful, I can't get the,
It's because he
get
thinks
the keys.
because Jack Frost transports through
Can't get the keys.
the crevices of the door by water, by turning into water, then coming back into the snowman again. So he was afraid that he was gonna. I don't know what the deal was. He was
I can't
afraid.
step into the Jack puddle, otherwise Jack will become a part of me, and he'll go up my leg and into my pee hole.
Yeah,
And he'll enter my brain.
That's how he sounded exactly too.
I gotta give the key. I just made that up.
Christopher Allport played Sam. He was recognizable. I've seen him in a few things.
I have not.
He died early though. He died at 60. That's too bad.
Have not
Rest
seen
in
him.
peace,
That's why
Chris.
they didn't do a third. They were slated to do a third Jack Frost, the final coming.
Oh God.
I don't know if
Coming
it was
to
related
Christmas.
to that or not, but I would have done that. I would have related it to that. But he died, so they called it off.
Ah, that's too bad.
So obviously he must be in the
Sucks.
second one. I might just have to watch the second one on my own.
Jack Frost 2: Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's the title they went
What
with.
rating does it have, I wonder?
We know he's not dead yet.
Well, Amazon's giving it almost 3 stars.
Ooh.
Hey,
That's a lot better than some of the movies we've seen.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I just rewatched The Room last night because I'm going to see Disaster Artist tonight.
Oh yeah.
And,
Oh God.
So I almost
That's the worst, huh?
Jack
I haven't
Frost.
seen it yet.
Jack Frost was almost refreshing before watching The Room.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
You're tearing me apart.
Jack Frost wasn't actually. This movie wasn't too bad. I mean, it was supposed to be comedic horror.
It was better than The
I didn't take it
Howlings,
serious.
besides the first one.
I mean,
Yes.
what's your take on this, Rob? What do you think?
Wait, hold up. Before we go past it,
I have to leave soon, so
Rob, didn't you watch The Room recently?
Yes, for the first time ever, because
I need to watch
everybody was telling me you gotta watch it. Oh my God. like I
Wasn't
mean,
it amazing?
oh Jesus. It's like I immediately started Googling and looking stuff up and like, no, this guy thought he was legitimately making a really good movie. This Tommy Wiseau guy.
So yeah.
Oh my
just-
God, it was so bad.
that's why it's so big, because it's so bad. And
Well, it's only getting so big because James Franco and them are making this film about it. And I think I gotta wonder how he feels about all this because he's around. I think that him and Greg Sestero, who plays the blonde guy in it, are doing. I think tonight when we're going to see the movie, like Greg Sestero is supposed to be there doing Q&A or something. Afterwards.
They promoted a lot. I mean, I think it turned into the best worst movie ever, and they really rode that for all it's worth. What's crazy is that you can't rent it or stream it anywhere. You have to buy the DVD from their website.
Well, and it is on YouTube for free. I did find it on YouTube.
oh really?
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
watch it on YouTube for
Is it
free.
quality good?
Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
quality.
I mean, it's a shit movie.
Is that
Like,
where
it
you
doesn't-
watched it? Was on YouTube, bro?
Oh yeah, I watched it on YouTube with Spanish subtitles.
What?
Just to,
Why?
just to make it even better. Because the movie was in English, but there were Spanish subtitles at the bottom, and I'm like, I'm not turning those off. Maybe I'll learn some Spanish while I'm watching this.
I just forgot. Like, of course, I remember. This is my second time watching it, and of course, I remembered how horrible Tommy Wiseau is in all his acting. But the script, I forgot how absolutely horrible the lines. They like contradict each other. The girlfriend's like, I don't want to marry him. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. She's talking to her mom. I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to do what makes me happy. I'm going to do whatever I want. What do you think I should do?
Oh yeah, no, it's incredible. And then the whole like, oh hi, I didn't recognize you. Oh, you're my favorite customer. The flower shop scene.
He's like,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
And then at the
it's
end,
so
he
fucking
like,
terrible.
he's like, thank you, keep the change, bye. And he like zips out of there.
It is like the worst.
I need to get it. I need to watch it.
It is the worst interpretation of English that was made. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God!
The girl.
Oh,
like,
it's so fucking
the,
terrible.
The kid next door neighbor comes to the door. Hey Lisa, how's it going? I'm really busy. Want to have a drink?
No, I'm going to go. It's like, hey, Lisa, is Tommy here or something? No, he's not here. You can wait for him. No, I have to leave now. It's like, why? Why did you film that? Like, why was that even a fucking
I know. There's
scene?
like 4 scenes like that where you're like, why is this in here? Anyways, I had to.
No, the
bring that
finale though, the ending scene with him jerking himself on a dress. Oh my God.
Oh man. So anyway, I just had to bring that up real quick. I guess Scotty has to leave.
Guys, I gotta catch a plane. I'm sorry. You guys will finish it off.
Fun in Hawaii
for me.
Dick. You just sit there,
in
just do whatever
Hawaii
you want to do.
with the in-laws, and it'll be a short week, but I'll be back.
Was late to
Did you-
record.
Well, I had
did
an
you get your-
audition.
A
Did you get
2-minute
your-
audition shouldn't make you an hour late.
I had to go
Are you-
drive to Denver and back.
Are you packing your powder pillows?
Yes, of course. I am. Yeah, I had to go to the audition at 9 in Denver and come back here, and so it was.
Powder pillows will
should
stick
have been here in
better
time.
in humidity. The sugar sticks better.
Yeah, powder pillows.
Yeah.
Got the powdered sugar ready. So, But yeah, guys, I'm sorry I have to leave you, but you guys will finish her off good. And Jack Frost, overall, I was entertained, and it was a good movie.
I got more notes, so.
But yeah, I'll leave you guys to it. All right. Oh yeah. I just want to let you guys know one last fact. So portions of the film were shot in California, and it was all shot in California at Fawn Lodge and Big Bear Lake, and it was reached up to 70 to 75 degrees at points. So that's why it was so friggin' hot and there was no snow. Anyways, good fact, fun fact.
It.
All right, guys, love you.
Have a good trip.
Anyways, all right. Well, so back to Jack Frost, or should we just talk about The Room the whole rest of the time?
Shit, The Room is so friggin' bad. This movie to me was pretty terrible, but it's like Thanksgiving terrible or Zombievers terrible.
Yeah, like, where it's entertaining.
It just was. As soon as I saw the snowman the first time, the rubber thing, I was like, oh, okay, I know what this is. Cool.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't have to pay attention to anything else.
I just can't believe this back to the hairspray explosion. I mean, give me a fucking break. And they obviously don't have the budget to show the explosion, so all you see is this sort of like reflection explosion or something, and then extreme close-ups on the damage of shit on fire and his snow stuff coming back to life. That was the only sort of semi-cool effect, was where his snow was rematerializing within the fire.
It was pretty awful.
It was bad. And then the sheriff calls his son Honey. I just can't get over that. I can't get over it.
Yeah, no, I just that's not a thing.
No, like, you don't call your son Honey. I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah. Like, I mean, in certain movies and films, like the dad will kiss his son on the cheek or the lips, and I can kind of like, okay, like we weren't really that lovey as a family growing up, so like that's kind of a little strange. But no, my dad was never like called me honey or sweet pea or or anything. No, it was boy.
Honey.
You boy, yeah.
No, honey. I can't imagine saying that to us, like my son, if I had one. No, honey, come here, honey,
no.
Honey.
No, I call my daughter sweetie and honey and like stuff
I call
like
my
that.
Daughter honey.
But no, my son is you
boy.
Him. I do call him boy. I just call him boy. The boy. He's in my cell phone as the boy. Like, who's calling? Oh, the boy's calling.
This explains a lot, Rob. Your family wasn't loving growing up,
No, they will. Yeah. Like, no, I mean, we're a lot better now because we've all moved out of the house. But, we were all living in the house. It was not that way.
When I started dating Shannon, and obviously we're married, she had to get me used to saying, she says, I love you at the end of like every interaction with her family, whether it's they're in person or on the phone or whatever. I did not do that at all with my family ever. Like, never.
No.
It's just all right, see you later.
Me and my dad will say that, and that's like something serious.
Yeah, see, that's what I told her. I was like,
you have like a heartfelt conversation, or something's happened, or it's like we don't just use it. It's like, if I'm on the phone, if my wife hears me on the phone hang out with my dad, I'm like, okay, I love you too, Dad. And she's like, okay, what's wrong? What happened? He's dead.
Or if my dad's like texting me and he's like, hey sons, I love you. I'm like, oh fuck, is he about to kill himself? I'm like, what's going on here?
What happened here?
Yeah,
my mom is different. I talk to my mom differently, but like the men in the family, no. It's, see ya. Yeah, I gotta go.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Have a good time. My parents are going up to Birmingham for the TSO Christmas concert, and it's like, that's always like, drive safe, have a good trip.
Yeah.
But it's not punctuated with hearts and kisses.
No.
It's like, you'll be back. I'll see you. Like,
I told her. That's what I told her. I was like, you're overusing it. It has no meaning now.
Yeah, you just waste it.
Yeah, you wasted it. Anyways. It's meant.
Now you're gonna have to make out with your dad for it to mean something now.
I know. Standards these days. I love you is meant for heartfelt conversations with your family or loved ones, and also when you're trying to get laid.
Yeah, it's like it's pre and post coitus.
Yeah,
it's pre coitus to get you there, and then after it, it's more or less like an emotional release. Like, I'm pretty sure the first time I told my wife I loved her was when we were dating, and like maybe like the third or fourth time we had you know, we were together in the biblical sense.
Oh, you had relations,
and it was and I love you like you allowed me to do this to you. like you know what I mean?
Allowed me to put this thing all the way in your butthole. I love you.
Yes. I love you for this. Like, that's what that was like. You know, this was great. Like, but no, I like the whole calling your, and I call my daughter honey, but not all the time either, because it's like she doesn't deserve it all the time. A lot of the time she's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And then that's when she gets like, you know, get the hell out of the truck. You're at school. Go.
And then you call her a little cuntress. I'm just joking. Get over here, you little cunt.
She gets that you're a pain in the ass. She gets that all the time. That's because then you don't want your kids to be too comfortable living in your house. You want them to be motivated to get out of your house.
So you never want them to feel quiet at home.
No, never. Like, I don't feel 100% quiet at home with my parents. Like, my parents live 20 minutes down the road. And for Christmas and stuff, it's like, why don't you, you know, I don't know if your parents do it or anything, but it's like, look, you just had a kid, but, you know, we have two. So it's like, we got the kids, you got all this. Look, y'all just spend the night at our house Christmas Eve. And then we can wake up all as a family, you know, and the kids are little, and we'll open up the Christmas presents, and Santa will come to grandma's house, you know. And it's like, no, I don't feel comfortable enough just to spend one night here. like that's just not how it's like. No, I'll wake up early and drive to your house, but I'm not. I can stay here all night, but like going to sleep, no, I'm not.
That's like an adult thing. That's a fuck. When I was touring in the band and or whatever, I was supposed to just fucking sleep anywhere, someone's floor. Now I'm like, I spend the night. No, I'm going home. I'm going home. No.
Oh yeah, I got friends of mine that live about 150 miles away in Destin at the beach, and we will go down there, and once every 6 months we'll go down there and spend the night. But it's still weird. It's almost like, man, maybe I should just get a hotel. Yeah, so maybe I should get like a hotel room or something. It's like, because it's like, dude, I'm 31. I don't need a slumber party. Like, there's just something strange. But also as an adult, it's like, look, I pay my own bills. I have my own house, and I want to be there. Like, I don't want to be somewhere else. I want to be in my comfort zone.
Me and Scotty's Down syndrome friend John is 35, and he wants to have a slumber party all the time.
Well, I mean, that's different. You got to appease him. Although you accuse everyone of Down syndrome and autism.
No. He really does have Down syndrome. And he always wants to have a slumber party, and we're like, no, yeah. And you just got to keep telling him, oh, yeah, we'll have to plan that. And then you just never do it. That's the same with him with skiing and swimming and going to the gym. All situations that would be semi-awkward. Maybe not skiing, but as long as he's halfway decent.
I was about to say, like, swimming, skiing, or going to the gym is awkward for me, and I'm fairly certain that I don't have Down syndrome.
I don't know about that.
I haven't been tested, so...
Yeah. So, anyways, no, I don't give shit. I'm just stating facts here. I don't give shit to our buddy John. I've taken him on enough lunches where, you know, I'm owed a little bit here. I'm owed a little.
There you go.
He did have a sex dream about Scotty once.
Well, who hasn't?
I'm just putting that out there.
Shoot, I constantly have sex dreams about Scotty.
And he did tell Scotty that one time he was playing with his thing and he had funny feelings.
That's a great friend to have. That's a great icebreaker.
Yeah. Basically, I'm going back to this. Basically, the entire script and conversations happening in the room are like me or like John talking. That's sort of what it. Not to be like offensive or anything, but that's just like the script for the room would be totally fitting if a bunch of Down syndrome people were talking to each other.
Yeah, no, I can see. I did appreciate the sex scene that he used twice. It was the exact same scene that they just used it twice over.
Yep. It's just these weird conversations. I have to go soon. How's your sex life?
Yeah.
Anyways, we're not talking about the room. We're talking about Jack Frost. what? First, I have a couple more notes here, real quick. He has this last minute plan we find out that antifreeze is what will harm and or kill Jack Frost. So he tells the shop owner to run and fill his truck with antifreeze, and that's all he told him. And then come back here and be back here in 5 minutes, right here in 5 minutes. First of all, without more direct direction, I would probably just put antifreeze where it goes in my truck.
Yeah, somebody's out there just filling his radiator.
Yeah.
Like, okay, shit. It looks like it's topped off to me, Chief. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Somehow from the words, go fill your truck with antifreeze, he did understand to put a tarp in the back and fill the entire bed with antifreeze. Which, by the way, he had 5 minutes to go to the shop, do this, and come back. I think to fill a bed full of antifreeze would probably take almost like a solid hour of just dumping gallons of antifreeze in it.
Yeah, I can imagine a truck bed would hold maybe several hundreds gallons of antifreeze.
Yeah. And I don't know if that tarp, I don't know. It just didn't seem like a very well foolproof plan to me.
No, there's definitely holes in this movie.
Yeah, holes. So I actually, that's my last note, because my only other one was the Rennie Harlan and Shannon Elizabeth first role. So overall, like we already said, it was fun. It was a fun movie. I liked it. It was cool. It was not taking itself so seriously. It knew that it was this just fucking joke of a snowman movie. I mean, look at the plot, and there's a snowman driving a car multiple times. So there you go.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. This was definitely. I mean, like I said, this is just a stupid fun movie. I mean, it's Krampus so far for our Christmas holiday movies is like the reigning champ right now.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you have to take into account that it was made in like 2009. The budget was there, the actors were there. I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this. I think although there are some overused plot lines and definitely some losers out of the bunch of newer horror films, I think it's a little bit easier to find an entertaining, well done horror film the farther on we go.
There's a lot of movies like Lights Out and a lot of other movies that are just, probably just if they were done 30 years ago, be pretty terrible.
Yeah.
But nowadays with a decent budget and technology, you can make a low budget movie look really good.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. And don't get me wrong. There's some fucking horrible new horror movies.
Oh yeah, there are.
And there's some awesome old ones. Like nothing holds a candle to some of the classics, like The fucking Shining and The Thing and those movies and The Exorcist. There's still not a possession movie to this day that has come out that compares to The Exorcist.
No, and this was what it was. I mean, this was a killer snowman movie.
Yeah.
But it was good fun. Like, I mean, I thought it was good. There are other, it just fits in kind of its own little genre of horror, like Thanksgiving. It's like a punny.
I have not seen Thanksgiving, so.
Thanksgiving is great. It's about a homicidal turkey and there actually is a sex scene with the homicidal turkey and a girl, and he uses a giblet gravy flavored condom.
Ooh.
And, yeah, so it's kind of like this. It's a lot like this.
At least he's using a condom.
Yeah, it's a lot like this, but of course, it's just meant to be hilarious. It's just meant to be really stupid and funny. And in this movie was good. It's still, like you said, it's a lot better than the Howlings, the sequels, all of them. There was not a good I didn't see one. Every single Howling sequel is worse than this movie.
I totally agree. So that's Jack Frost. Moving on through our December horror month of Christmas, we'll be doing Silent Night, Deadly Night next week. And actually, I guess come to think of it, it's probably just be me and you, Rob. We didn't pre-record, so
just be us. Scotty will be in the methamphetamine capital of the U.S., which is Hawaii.
I'll actually I'll talk to him and see if he has good internet. We could probably Skype him in.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
His audio
if he's not too busy out there with his powdered sugar packet sitting on a beach somewhere.
Oh, of course. His audio might not be as good because he didn't take the mic with him, but we could probably Skype him in. We'll see. So yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and then we'll end off with Black Christmas. There's like way more horror Christmas movies than I thought there were. And
yeah, I'm digging into this now, and there are a ton of horror Christmas movies.
I think we have Christmas. We have many more Decembers to go laid out in front of us where we have to hit a lot of these. So these just happen to be the 4 that we picked this December. So yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night next week. Did you watch anything else this week, Rob?
I've been laid up sick all week. I didn't really get into much horror. I did end up watching the 1987 aerobics championships on YouTube, which were amazing.
Aerobics championship. What do you even do?
It's like an aerobics dance-off national championship, and they're all on YouTube from the 80s. It's like the most greatest, worst thing you've ever seen.
I gotta look at that.
And then I did watch a horror movie. I watched Bedeviled on Netflix about a smartphone app, some kind of demonic smartphone personal assistant app.
Yeah, how was it?
It was actually pretty good. I will say that it was worth the watch. It was pretty good. It's really creepy. It's like an evil Siri. So I liked it. It was good. Better than a lot of the other stuff I've had to sludge through on Netflix. So if you haven't seen it yet, I'd give it a shot.
All right. Yeah, no, and I didn't I don't think I watched any horror. I watched The Room last night, watched Jack Frost. God damn, I've just been so busy with Christmas shit, family stuff. Yeah, I don't think I saved a bunch of horror to I go through my on-demand channels like HBO and shit, and record everything that I want to watch, and I just let it build up, and then eventually watch. So I saved some good horror movies that I haven't seen yet, but that's about it. Well,
yeah, the same here. I just haven't. I just been down.
Everyone, if you don't know already, you should know. Ash vs. Evil Dead is on Netflix now. You should all at least save it to your queue, or preferably watch it all, so that they get a season 3. And I think they might be getting a season 3 already. I think that's been announced. But, there's a lot of hubbub with Starz not wanting to do it because the last couple seasons were pirated and no one ordered Starz to watch them. But now they're on Netflix. So maybe Netflix would pick it up. Who knows? If we all go watch it.
I actually just saw that, and I just put them on. I started watching season 2 again because I don't think I didn't finish it or I don't remember much about it.
Oh yeah, I've seen season 1 twice and season 2 once, and I'm probably due for another season 2 watch.
Yep, so I'm starting it again, but that's what they were saying was that there's all these pirated downloads, and Starz wasn't really liking Ash vs. Evil Dead as much, but I'm going to rewatch it on Netflix and try to give them some views. So.
Yeah, you guys should do it too. They're 30-minute episodes, so literally, like, you're just grabbing lunch real quick, just watch one, Yeah,
you could power through them pretty quick. I mean, when I binged watched season 1, it didn't take much to go through it. And I think that's what happened. I think I was watching season 2 as they came out on my Starz membership.
Yeah.
And I just kind of got lost in them a little bit, but I'm just going to sit back and rewatch all of them on Netflix again.
Yeah, might as well. I think that wraps us up, but make sure you submit your memes for the Horror Halftime in our group, Cult Classic Horror on Facebook with the hashtag Horror Halftime. Follow Cult Classic Horror on Facebook at Cult Classic Horror, on Instagram at Cult Classic Horror, on Twitter at CC Horror. Follow me at Danny Bonin on Twitter and Instagram, Rob at the Rob O'Neill 1986, or Instagram. I got to memorize this. The Rob wait, what is it?
The Rob _CCH podcast.
The Rob _CCH podcast. I got to get that down. And definitely go check us out, patreon.com/Cult Classic Horror. We have a lot of bonus content there. We'd really appreciate it if you could give us any of your funds. so we can keep this thing going and actually grow it. Yeah, we got a lot of interviews there and pre-show content. Actually won't be a pre-show for this episode because Scotty was in such a hurry and rushed into my house when we started recording. But mainly for every episode in the past few months, we have a pre-show in there where we just talk about random shit. So check that out. And yes, check out store.cultclassichorror.com too for any goodies or merch that we have. There's some cool stuff up there. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.